is an activity or skills board for your baby or toddler's development. This is from Curious Cubs. It's absolutely amazing and for so many reasons. I started eyeing out activity boards when I was pregnant. After going on Pinterest, I knew exactly what I wanted. But that's the problem with Pinterest. It gives you such a good idea that you can't find anything exactly like it. I'd seen many of the mass-produced tables, cubes, and boards around, but they were very small for the price you had to pay, or not very aesthetically pleasing. Many of the tables were unstable, the cubes too small, or they were a mix of toys that I already had for my daughter. Because I had a lot of the developmental toys, I didn't want another mass-produced cube with a xylophone or an abacus. I wanted something that was practical, life skills that a child would need to learn, like turning a tap or doing a buckle or a zip or learning how to switch on a light. I came across that teddy bear with the buckle, the button and the zip, but it wasn't very pretty and it wasn't everything I wanted. And I'm tired of buying 1,000 things and having to store 1,000 more things. I simply don't have the space anymore. I finally came across Curious Cubs activity boards and I could finally create exactly what I wanted, from the color to the bits and bobs to the shape. This is the end result and I could not be happier. I know babies like colors, but I specifically had this board made for the next phase. So not your texture touch phase, but more for the curious mind of a toddler. I love the idea that through trial and error or experimenting, my child could figure out how to use a zip or a lock or a light switch without me possibly having to show her. If I need to teach her, all these things are now grouped together at a level where she can reach them and in a safe space where she can keep practicing. Even though my daughter is only 8 months old and I chose neutral colors, she is still interacting with the board. She is fascinated by the silver. She loves the bell, the lock, and also the widget. It was important for me to have a buckle, a zip, a lock, and a tap. Curious Cubs came up with the idea to have a light switch, which I really love because it fit in so perfectly with my life skills themed board. They also came up with the idea to put pictures behind this board. They said I should also laminate them, so I did. I've got family portraits, with dogs included, so that you can learn everyone's names, some shapes, her name. You could actually have your child's name put on the board, but I chose to not have her name, as well as do a neutral color so that all my future children can enjoy the board. And these doors are also nice and heavy, which is why they're actually drooping down a bit, but when it's lying on the ground flat, it is perfectly straight for anyone who's slightly OCD. And anyway, it's nice to watch my little daughter sort of, struggle and lift it up and then succeed. So it just makes it even more rewarding when she lifts it up and she gets to see all the pretty pictures underneath. The other bits and bobs, such as your cloud with the beads, your widget here, the wheel, this little guy over here, the fluffy ball, numbers and cogs, bell. I think they're all great additions for your child's development, whether it's now or later down the line. I think this board is suitable for a 6-month-old baby and will grow with them for quite some time. My husband and I plan on having 3 kids, God willing, and so I think this board will get plenty of use. You might notice that I don't have any ribbons or shoelaces or a clock on this board, which is something you often see on activity boards, but I just thought that a ribbon and a shoelace might look a little bit messy. That's just a personal preference of mine. I also thought that it's best to learn how to tie a shoe on your shoe every day, and a clock, I think they normally learn that around 5 or 6 years old, so I thought that it might not get enough use on an activity board for the first few years of my child's life. But that's the great thing about customization, is that you can choose what you think is best or what's more practical. There are really so many ideas. The list is endless, and you can just sit down with Curious Cubs and they kind of help you go through it all, and then you can decide. So that is the great thing about customization. You'll see mine has a border around it, which I think gives it a nice clean finish. If you have a look at Pinterest, you'll see that boards can get quite busy and chaotic, and it can be quite overwhelming or messy, and I feel like this border really just ties it all together and gives it a nice clean finish. But maybe you like that sort of chaotic look, so again, the choice is yours, and that's the thing that's great. And I was looking at the Curious Cubs Instagram page. They hadn't done anything like this one yet. And I love the fact that they were very flexible and they were willing to, you know, put your ideas and their ideas together and make sure that you were happy. So, yeah, I was really happy with that. The board can be laid down flat for your child to play with. There are also hooks at the back for you to clip it on a wall, which is great. Mila loves to use the tap to help herself stand up. She can lift herself up at 7 months, so she really liked this, and now it sort of helps her to, well, encourages her to stay standing and improve her balance. So that's also really great. You can also ask for a stand that comes out, or even have it mounted onto a box or a table. So the choice is yours again. So do I recommend this? Yes, I highly recommend the Curious Cubs Skills Activity Board. I think it's great for your child's development. I love the fact that you can choose the developmental toys or skills, life skills, or a combination of the two. And I like the fact that you can, opt to remove certain things or toys that you already have. So I love that. And of course, I like the fact that you can have it designed to suit your home or your child's bedroom. So the price from Curious Cub ranges from 900 Rand to 1,500 Rand. And if you actually add up all the toys that you end up buying, you could actually end up saving money this way. We have an activity table, the activity cube, which is 30 centimeters, and the activity skills board. And if I could do it all over again, I would just order the activity skills board or the cube and just have everything on it to help my kid stand and learn. So that's what I would do if I had a redo. But you live and you learn, and that's why we create these YouTube channels and IGTVs and all of that, so that we can share our knowledge and help each other out. So I hope this review was helpful. Feel free to share this video with others. You can give it a like, a thumbs up, and give me a follow so that you can catch my next review. Gadget Mom. Children.